I had the pleasure of speaking with Travis Burns of Vernia, Texas, who with partner Kenny Witek won the Brandon Belt Fishing Team Series Championship on Choke Canyon Reservoir. Travis is also owner of Burns Nursery and Landscape and Rockin' Bee Outdoors guide service with son Jared for hunting and fishing. All right, Travis Burns, congratulations on your big win this past weekend.
Thank you very much. It was very exciting, I can tell you that.
You not only that, you won by like 5.5 pounds. So it wasn't.
Well, we won by 6 pounds, and we led all 3 days. But gosh, you know how fishing goes. If things go right the way they're supposed to go, we could have won by 25. But you know that's why it's called fishing and not catching.
Yes. Understood. All right, so tell me what the series name was and how you got involved in it and who you were fishing with. And
okay, yeah, the series is called the Brandon Belt Team Show Series. So Brandon Belt is a awesome guy. I've never met him, but he's an awesome guy to be putting on these tournaments. He is a first baseman for the Toronto Blue Jays. And he's actively playing right now and having a pretty darn good season. He's been putting on tournaments for a couple of years now. I know a couple of years ago, Keith Combs won one of them at Sam Rayburn. This is his first time to put on a team series, but Sam Rayburn had one. I cannot remember what they call that one, that series, or not series, but that tournament. Keith and I think Shane Campbell won one year, but they're unbelievable payouts. They're like $100,000 payouts. So he's putting a lot on the line to get some more high end tournaments going. And in my opinion, that's what we're lacking here. And in my opinion, everywhere, but especially in the state of Texas, is some of the higher end type tournaments and bigger entry fees, but way bigger payouts.
And why does he throw these or support these events?
You know what? I think he's just an active outdoorsman and loves the fish. I really don't know. I don't know. You know, I'd love to ask him that. He'd probably be a great interview for y'all one time. He'd be a really good interview. But so that team show series was 4 qualifiers that you had to fish, and they were going to take the top 75 back to fish Choke Canyon in Three Rivers, Texas, which is my home lake where I guide and my son guides. So, you know, the tournaments didn't set up well for me, being that the qualifying tournaments being that they were all in the East Texas area. And we know, as everybody knows, you know, Toledo Bend, Sam Rayburn, Lake Palestine, Lake Ray Roberts, which is in East Texas, kind of by Fort Worth, Dallas, but where they had the Classic at one time. But they just don't set up for me well because they're so far away. But I just knew if I could make the top 75, I get to Choke Canyon, I might have a shot at that $100,000. And I did what I had to do. I actually missed the first tournament at Ray Roberts, but I was able to fish the other 3 to still qualify like 47 back for the top 75 to Choke Canyon. And that was my main goal, is just survive and get to Choke Canyon. If I cash a check at one of them 3 or 4 tournaments, great, but just try to get to Choke Canyon.
Nice. So what were the keys to your victory?
Keys to my victory. Well, that's there's a lot to be said about that. Knowledge of the lake was one, and lake level. Choke Canyon is of course, we know here in the state of Texas, especially South Texas. It's deep South Texas, not like down at the border like Falcon, but it's an hour and a half south of San Antonio. So lake levels were dropping. I knew that was going to set fish up totally different. This lake loses. It's a good grass lake, but it's really lost a lot of grass. If it can stay at like a 20 to 18 foot below full pool, it grows unbelievable amounts of hydrilla. Just gobs and gobs and gobs of hydrilla. If you want to frog all day, you can frog all day. If you want to punch grass, you can punch grass, and you can still go offshore as well. But the grass is just not a lot left. And we have a knowledge on the lake and spend a lot of time on the lake, graphing. Me and my partner Kenny Witek, I don't know how many he probably put even more hours than I did. I bet he has a branded bass cat. I bet he put 35 to 40 hours on that bass cat within 3-week period that we practiced, and I put probably 20, 25 on my Camus. And we had some different patterns lined out. We actually thought we were going to probably win this thing offshore because we had been crushing some giants offshore, and it didn't pan out. And we were able to have a couple other patterns in our back pocket, and we got on a topwater pattern that we ran for 3 solid days. Every one of our fish came off topwater. That bag that I had was almost 30 pounds. It was 27.84. That was 100% all topwater fish. And we threw it from first cast to last cast, and we just ran grass. Big community holes. We know the areas that hold big fish, hold lots of fish. And we knew it was going to be crowded, and we knew that was going to come into play, but we just were able to rotate these areas over and over and over again, and then throw in some new areas here and there when we could get on them. It was a grind because it was very crowded because the lake level was low. So that was kind of key to our success, is not just relying on one pattern and then having backup patterns that we knew would play as well.
Can you tell us what you won them on? Like, what did you fish?
Yeah. We were throwing topwater walking baits. I was throwing a 6-inch walking bait, the catwalk, and the Magnum catwalk. My partner was throwing a Strike King Sexy Dog, and I even mixed in a little bit of Pop-R, like a Rebel P71 Pop-R, and I even mixed in a Yellow Magic, and that caught some key fish. But 95% of our fish came on walking baits and some on Pop-R, and then key fish on championship day, which was the top 10, which was the third day. Key fish, clutch fish. My partner came in on an offshore spot that we know holds giants. Pulled up to it, scoped around. There's 7-8 giants sitting in this one tree that always has giants in them. Couldn't get them to eat anything. He fires I think he was throwing a Shad glide bait, 10-inch, and got him fired up. And about the 5th cast, I turned around, I told the cameraman, I said, "Get ready, it's fixing to go down." I put my rod and reel down, grabbed the net, and he stuck one 6.5, close to 7 pounds, which basically sealed the deal for us. Huge clutch fish for us.
So did you know pretty much that you had it made, or?
No, I didn't. We went into the final day, championship day, with a 12-pound lead, and right off the bat, you can consider we're starting out with a 12-pounder in the live well. Basically is what we're starting out with, and we knew every fish went to the bottom line, man. And dude, we struggled. I mean, we struggled till that key fish didn't come till 12:30. We had 3 dinks in the boat. Caught a lot of fish, but couldn't catch any size. And we knew that with that 4th fish, we didn't come with a limit on championship day. That 4th fish, we knew was going to put us up there, 24, 25 pounds. And the second place team, we were a little worried about them, but really the team we were worried about was we called them the Young Guns, great kids from Lake Fork, both 19-year-olds, both guys there, and they wrecked them day 2, and we knew they were on them on championship day, and they were going to have to catch a 28 to 30 pound bag to catch us. So we knew they were going to have to catch some hogs, and they wound up only catching 19 pounds. But we really had no idea we had it done until we all kind of got in line and kind of the buzz started going around a little bit while we were getting in line. It was a drive-through weigh-in, which was really cool. Cool experience. And we knew it right when we drove up that we only needed 6 pounds to win it. We knew we had 12 to 13 in the live well. But it was stressful. It was that last day, we weigh in we should have weighed in 24, 25 pounds. After the cameraman got off, we got on. They just started just absolutely crushing the top water, and we just could not keep them pinned. It was just one of the most frustrating things you've ever seen. They were just short striking, blowing up, set the hook on 1, 2, 3 seconds and gone. I think we lost 7 or 8 fish in the last hour and a half, between 3 and 5 pounds.
Yeah, because I watched the weigh-in, and you were waiting to see if you were one, and your faces were like, oh my God, we did it. But like, you weren't smiling like you are now.
No, it was stressful, man. You know, it was very stressful. It's a lot of money. You know, and you know, my partner, I have a landscape design build firm. That's my main business, and been in business since 1998, and I do very well with it, and I don't rely on, you know, fishing as my sole source of income. You know, it's my landscape business, and Kenny relies a lot on that. He's actually rigs boats, probably one of the best electronic boat riggers. I mean, the guy can just do anything electronic-wise on a boat. It's just absolutely amazing, and I knew it was going to be very, very important for him to win it, because it's going to help him get through the year financially, big time. So it was stressful, but it was fun.
No, congrats to the both of you. Amazing. You know, I don't know anybody that's won something like that. You have this landscaping business, and that's your bread and butter. Guiding isn't easy. How and why did you get into guiding?
Well, you know, I kind of gotten totally out of bass fishing for a good while. I fished a lot in the I guess I'm starting to date myself, in the mid '90s or so, and I got out of it. I fished a lot of tournaments, trails, and I did it for about 5-6 years, and I got out of it, and then I just started coast fishing a lot, and then hunting a lot, and never even thinking about guiding. And then my son started his high school team here in Vernia, Texas, where we're from, and they started fishing the THSBA, which is Texas High School Bass Association. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to get a bass boat and start fishing again. And that kind of started it all up. And then my son and I just got so good at Choke Canyon that we fished a lot of tournaments together at Choke, and did real well and won quite a bit of money for 3 or 4 solid years. And that's just kind of like, you know what? I'm going to start guiding on the side just to make a little extra money here and there. And I just got to where I do, during the spring, 3 to 4 trips a week. And now that my son's out of college, I'll give him, 2 trips a week. We'll kind of split them. But that's kind of how I kind of just started getting into the fishing guiding end of it. Is just getting to know the lake and winning some tournaments. And a lot of people, hey, I want to go out with y'all guys. Y'all know the lake. And kind of just went from there.
All right. So I know if I ever wanted to send somebody to you, I want to be able to tell them exactly what a guide trip is like for you. So take me from me calling you, getting on the water with you in the morning till nighttime. Tell me how that all goes.
Yeah, well, we'll meet at the boat ramp, and then sometimes the most people hear about us through Facebook, through friends. It's all referral more than anything. We'll work social media a little bit, and then we'll either meet at the boat ramp, or so a lot of times people are from around here, and I'll just meet them at the gas station. They'll jump in the truck and ride with me, and 4:30 in the morning, we're cruising down together, getting to know them. And most of the people I know, and some people I don't. I have a couple of ranches that I got deer hunts on that will send a lot of clients my way when they have too many clients and they don't have enough entertainment for them, and they'll book trips with me as well. So we'll get to the boat ramp and we'll just go out, and I'll try to figure out their strong points. And most of the time, with clients, we're trying to throw treble hooked baits all the time because I don't know their capabilities. And I'm trying to stay away from me getting hooked and them getting hooked and me having to do the braid trick and all that type of stuff. And I'm just all about trying to make them have a good experience. If they want to go out and try to catch nothing but big fish, we'll go target big fish areas and say, hey, man, we're fishing for, 2 to 3, 4, 5 bass. And they're going to be big. Or we're going to go target, just catch fish and hope a big one bites here and there. Throughout the day, and I'll usually do a half trip is till noon, 1 o'clock, and then the full day is till 3. spring we do a lot of full days. When you get in the summer, half days. I kind of encourage people to half days because, man, you're out there 8 hours, and I mean we've been 100+ degrees here for solid 3+ months. I mean, like 108, 109, 107, and it's just brutal. So then from there, once we're done, everything is catch and release, and I will do some crappie trips as well. I do really enjoy crappie fishing a lot. Me and my son both do. When we do that, most of the time we're using minnows and going out and doing a minnow crappie trip, and then getting done and filleting crappie for them. And I just want them to have a good time and a good experience. And then also kids. I'm big into the kids. I love taking kids, especially kids that really want to learn it, and they absorb this stuff like a sponge. I mean, I have kids that get on the boat, they're just like, they know every term, every lure, every technology, and glide bait this and glide bait that. Then I try to accommodate them as well. So it's fun. I just really enjoy entertaining people and trying to teach people proper good techniques, and then not only good techniques, get good techniques on the water, boat etiquette, things like that.
No, that sounds good. That's what I would want to be taught. Seriously, because yes, you can catch a fish, but it's how and it could be luck, but learning from start to finish, that's why you go out with a guide.
Exactly. And we have a lot of people that get a new boat, and their kids are, just getting into high school, and they want to fish high school tournaments, and dads go out and buy, they may not buy them a brand new boat. They buy some sort of boat. And then a lot of times that's where Kenny comes into play, my partner on this Brandon belt. A lot of times he can set their electronics up. He'll do electronic trips with them, and I'm not as good. I mean, I can read electronics, do it, but he's just a wizard setting them up. So I'll refer a lot of the electronic trips over to Kenny and let him take electronic trips.
All right, so give me one of your most memorable stories on the water.
I'll tell you what was kind of cool. It was a February, and we had it was February. And we had a really weird warm December, and my son Jared had like 6 days booked with this ranch, and they were just absolutely crushing, 45 to 70 fish a day, just 3 to 8, 9 pounders. They moved up. And the same ranch a month or two later called, and they had some more clients come in, and I said, yeah, I'll take some. And it was 44 degrees. It was nasty, cold, drizzly, rainy. And me and another buddy, he fishes the Toyota series, Rick Harris. He was out there on the water as well, and we were the only two idiots out there. It was just nasty. And we got on this chatterbait bite. We pulled up before we left out, said, hey man, about 1 o'clock, let's kind of see what we got in the live well. It was cool. I was fine with keeping some fish in a live well and then releasing them, especially when it's cool like that. So about 1 o'clock we pulled up, and I was like, man, we were crushing them. I got him. And Rick's an absolute hammer at choke as well. He's a hammer anywhere he goes. So we pulled up, and I think I had 37.5, 38 pounds. And I thought, man, I got you, buddy. Solid fish. And he pulls up, and he weighs up almost 42 pounds, a 12, a 10, a 9, a 9. It just crazy day on the water. And it was so cold, so nasty. Only ones on the lake, and I mean, just crushed them on chatterbait. It was just epic.
That's insane.
It was crazy, very crazy.
That's for one lake to be able to pull off all those in one day.
I know
with those conditions.
It was nuts, and I'm telling you, Choke Canyon, when it's in its prime and it's got water in it, and that grass comes back, my gosh, that pre-spawn bite is just it's unbelievable. Unbelievable how big the fish are in this lake. But it's fishing tough right now, though, I can tell you that.
All right, so you also hunt, and we actually didn't speak last night because you were out in a guide trip, and I think you're the guy who hired you. I think he got something. Did he not?
Well, no, he didn't actually. We were access hunting on a ranch in the hill country, and he didn't get anything last night. It was kind of a spur of the moment. A buddy of mine called me and said, "Hey, I need extra help on the ranch. Can you come?" Yeah. So I ran up there and helped him. We didn't get one, but we kind of switched up. I took him out last night, and then my other buddy took him out this morning. So I got to go out and hunt on my own, and wound up killing a really nice axis deer, which is an exotic deer. I believe they come from India. Really, really cool looking deer, big horns, some of the best eaten in the world. And I wound up shooting a really, really trophy this morning on my own. So, because my buddy I would have let this guy shoot this animal as well, but he wound up getting one anyway. So it turned out really good.
Yes, and I saw pictures this morning. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, they are beautiful animals. They're just almost to the point where they're just so beautiful. You're almost like, God, I don't know if I want to. I don't want to kill them, but we're so overrun. We have lost quite a few of them. Whenever we had that big freeze, 4, 5, 6 years ago, and we had that crazy freeze. They couldn't handle the cold. But they're on a big comeback. I mean, they populate like crazy. So, and then when you eat them, they're just some of the best wild game you've ever stuck in your mouth. Unbelievable.
So, do you process your own kills?
A lot of times I do. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. I have a good friend of mine that owns a very good meat market and west of San Antonio. So I will take a lot of stuff to him when I don't have time. Mm-hmm. But I do a lot of my own processing as well. And it's kind of a good deal with this guy. He loves to fish, so I trade him out trips for processing. So it turns out a win-win for both of us.
Yes, it does. And so have you ever taken anybody fishing or hunting that everybody might know? Somebody famous?
Well, I have done a little bit of that. You know who I'm talking about. And I'm very lucky to be able to guide on some unbelievable ranches that get some kind of higher end, I wouldn't say higher end clientele, but just a little more famous. So I've got to hang around with the Z-Man, Mark Zona, and y'all know him very well.
Very well.
Matter of fact, we had a little, I don't know if it was when we met you guys coming back from Mexico in the airport, I think we sent Zona, Pete sent Zona some probably some stuff we shouldn't talk about through text.
Oh, I remember.
Each other in the airport. Yeah, that was it. I think in DFW y'all were coming back from Picacho. El Salto, we were coming back from Picacho's.
Yep.
And, Mark and Kevin Van Dam, which super classy guy, Davey Hyde, classy, Keith Combs. I spent 6 days in the blind with Keith Combs, Hank Cherry and his wife, and just really, really fun time. I think Zona had, Cody Cannon was down from Whiskey Meyer. It was just so fun to hang out with those guys, and they're just normal dudes that they got to be, fairly decent friends of mine. We text and talk quite a bit, and a lot of things are exchanged on text that I can't talk about, but it's fun. Great guys, really, really good guys.
Yeah, well, one day, yeah.
Zona was one of the first to congratulate me, and Kevin and Zona, and they were one of the first to congratulate me on that $100,000 win, which was really humbling.
Yeah, especially from Mr. Van Dam.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Class act. And what I from what little I've been around Kevin, just from the 7-8 days guiding and hunting together and stuff, man, he is non-stop. That guy, when he wakes up in the morning, he is 90 miles an hour, and until his head hits the pillow, he's 90 miles an hour.
Right,
and he fishes just like, and he hunts and fishes the same way. He goes.
Yeah, that Pete hasn't had a chance to fish a practice day with Kevin, and he said it was pretty incredible. Yeah, he said, I'm going to catch one here, and here. He caught one there, and there, and he said he's the fastest fisherman. He goes, he knows what he's going to do when he gets there, and now when I go out with Pete in the boat, I'm like, slow down, Kevin. Exactly, but listen, to me, Pete is my Kevin Van Dam. Okay,
Oh, heck yeah, man.
he's taught me how to fish. He outfishes me all the time. I might catch a bigger one or two of that, but my man knows how to fish.
Yeah, he does. I see the pictures quite often.
So, but all this hunting and all this other, it's like I love all of this. And I just love hearing from other people as well, how they do it, who they do it with, and their stories. So,
yeah,
with all the Great Lakes and rivers around the country, why should somebody come to Choke Canyon for their next fishing trip?
well, I can tell you, Choke is, it's special, special place, especially if you want to fish grass and hydrilla. When it's over, that 23 to 20 foot of water in it, and I think we're at almost 27 now, low. It is, you can just catch them any way you want to catch them. Frog, flipping, punching grass, offshore, just a phenomenal fishery, but it comes like all the rest of these lakes, Toledo Bend used to be where it's unbelievable, Fork unbelievable. It goes in cycles, and when Choke is in its prime, it is, there's just giant bags to be caught there, and it's in its prime, and it's got water in it. And the wildlife, I forget about that too. The wildlife on it is just amazing. The alligators, the deer, and the hogs, the turkeys, it's pretty incredible. You can definitely see a lot of people that come down there and fish, show just their videos they get of all the alligators, all the wildlife. Pretty amazing. Big, giant alligators. I'm not talking little, 3 to 6, 7 footers. They just had an alligator hunt to control them. Texas Parks and Wildlife puts on a draw hunt every year, and they just, I believe they drew 10 permits this year, and I believe there were 2 gators over 14 foot, 700. One was 755, the other one was 765 pounds. Good friend of mine got drawn, and they wound up killing a 13 footer that was 632 pounds, something like that. So
it's a lot of nice shoes.
Yeah, nice shoes and purses. And
that's what I'm thinking.
Gator nuggets and all that type of stuff.
All right, so do you travel outside of Texas to fish and hunt ever?
Yes, of course. Like we just talked a little bit ago.
Yep.
I just love fishing just different lakes all the time and hunting different places. I've done the Mexico, and that is, y'all know very well. Yes. Y'all been doing it for a long time. That is just El Salto and Picacho is just world class, and that's fun. I love to go smallmouth fishing. I haven't done the northern swing yet. I was going to do it this year with a friend of mine that guides, comes down here, and he's got a little ranch down here, and he actually is from upstate New York. Brandon Hawthorne is his name, and he invites me up every year, and I didn't get to go this year because I was practicing for the Brandon Belt, and and even Zona's told me, hey, you get your butt up here, and I'll put you in the right areas. So I plan on doing that, but I hunt in Colorado. I love to elk hunt, archery hunt, chase them with the bow, and just get on feet and go Colorado and New Mexico. My son and I drew a tag this year. We drew a deer tag in the Gila Wilderness, which is in New Mexico. We'll be there for, I think, 7 days in the rugged mountains, chasing mule deer and coos deer. So yeah, I do. I like to travel and go and hunt and fish other places as well, and then travel in general. Me and my wife really enjoy traveling as well.
Yeah. So do Pete and I. Kind of why we.
Oh yeah,
have
I
our
love following y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all get to go to some really cool, and I'm gonna hook up. We're gonna go on one of them big offshore trips.
I'm going to hold you to that because they are. Pete only did bass fishing. We only did it. And when we went out for our 10-year anniversary, we did some fly fishing, and he had done it a long time ago, but nothing. He knew about as much as I did, which was nothing. And we went with a guide, and the guide was absolutely excellent. And we were there at the ranch, this lodge and ranch, for a week. On Tuesday, when we were done, we got outside the raft, we walked towards each other, and we said, what do you think this guy's doing on Friday? That's how much fun we had.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so we did, that was trout fishing. And then he said, bass fishing isn't everything. I didn't say that, by the way. And
Yeah, right.
he said, we need to go we do this saltwater thing. He had done it with his father like 25 years ago. And then our first time together, we went down to Guatemala, and we've been stuck between Guatemala and Panama for the last 4 or 5 years. We can't get enough.
Man, that's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, we just love, like he said, Pete knows everything about bass fishing. He knows nothing about he's learning about the saltwater fishing. So that's why it's so exciting to him. And he thinks that everybody should do that. So do you have any bucket list trips that you want to go on and fish that you want to catch?
Well, yeah, I want to do the Amazon deal, go peacock bass fishing. Of course, I want to do the smallmouth deal in the upstates type deal. And of course, I want to do Alaska. My wife and I are trying to plan an Alaska trip. She won't do the hunting with me, so I'll have to do that as a separate trip. I'd love to go up and try to harvest a moose and a caribou, and I'm not so mad at like a brown bear or anything like that, but I'd love to do it with my bow. I'm a huge bow hunter, and that's kind of a bucket list deal that I'd like to do, and I like to do it with my son. My son is and y'all met him as well at the airport. He is an avid hunter and fisherman, and I just totally enjoy getting out and hunting with him. We haven't got to do it in a while because he's been 4 years of just banging out college, and he's done and graduated. Working for me now full time, and of course, he's a musician and plays the guitar all over the place, all over state, and with the band. And no, I just enjoy going on trips with him and hunting and fishing, but also with the family as well.
That was, but my next question was, it's kind of cool that you get to do that with your son, that you two, he likes doing it, you didn't make him do it. And now you guys are in the business together. Yeah.
No, and definitely didn't burn him out, because there's a lot of people that will burn their kids out. I think a lot of times you start taking them too young, and you don't make it fun for them. And that was never the issue with him. He was just chomping at the bit and ready to go anytime we were going hunting down South Texas or fishing. He's definitely was waiting on me. I can tell you that for sure.
Well, I love the fact that you love taking kids. You're very easy to speak to.
Well, I appreciate that.
Well, yeah, and that's what somebody wants in a guide.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, who wants to go out with somebody that's just a fuddy-duddy? Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to go out with a guide that's one of them, you should have been here yesterday guides. I mean, we've all had them. We've all been with them. And I just want to make it a fun experience whether I'm taking somebody out hunting a big axis buck or a South Texas big whitetail or, crappie fishing or just bass fishing, you name it. I want them to have a good time, and I want to become friends with them. And that's usually what happens once you take them out one time. Then they're just repeat customers.
Yeah, that's terrific. Yeah, that's like when I see somebody go someplace for the first time, I would rather have, as much as I love fishing, and I don't get to do it very often, I would rather have them catch a fish, because that the glow that I get and the warm and fuzzies that I get. So I'm sure you get the same thing.
Without a doubt. Yes, yeah, without a doubt. That says a lot.
Yes. All right. So if somebody wants to get in touch with you and book a trip,
couple different ways.
All right.
We're social media. We are on social media, and just my personal Travis H. Burner. It's on Facebook, and Instagram is Travis H. Burns as well. And then my guide business is Rockin B Outdoors, and it's ROCKINB Outdoors, and it's on Facebook and Instagram as well. And then we have a website, Rockin B Outdoors as well. And that's the best way. Or you can call me take my cell number and call me. I believe it's on there. Call me anytime. I'd love to do it.
Excellent. Well, this has been fun for me. We'll
Awesome.
have lots of pictures. You sent me lots of pictures. I'm excited. At one point, you're taking me hunting.
Oh yeah. We're gonna have to do that.
Yes.
We're gonna get you converted and get you broke in right.
All right.
Great camp life. Got some awesome ranches that I'm just very blessed. Some of the ranches I get to guide on are just none of them just world class. Some of them are 5 stars. Some of them are 2 stars. Some of them are it's just everybody's got their own way. You know, a lot of people can't afford the crazy high end stuff, and I cater to them as well. So
the next time,
good story.
The next time somebody asks you what your most memorable story is, it's going to be about me.
There we go.
All right.
That's right.
All right. So thanks for this.
Yep. No problem. I enjoyed it.